Hey, how's it going, YouTubers? Again, it's me, and I'm continuing my preview on the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs, which is the second round now. I've just finished my first video, so I'm on to the second video, and I'm going to stick with the Western Conference, and the other matchup is the Vegas Golden Knights going up against the Vancouver Canucks. And I personally believe that this should be a closer matchup than when Vegas and Chicago just recently played. I can't see Vancouver just winning one game. They've proven that they do belong in these playoffs, even though back in March I don't think they were in a wild card position, because I believe at the time the only two wild cards that were taken up were the Winnipeg Jets and the Nashville Predators. And I still think Vancouver was like 2 points behind the Predators, if I'm not mistaken, for that last wild card spot. So they're in, and I'm just very impressed that they're the lone Canadian team to actually make it through. Hard to believe when we started this 24-round thing. Now, I knew that between Calgary and the Winnipeg Jets that we were going to lose a Canadian team, but I thought that the other 5 others would have at least tried to make an effort to advance. Now, granted, the Habs and the Canucks and the Flames all made it into the first round, but unfortunately, both the Flames and the Habs lost. So, is this the year? Is this the year Vancouver finally gets to make that run to the finals and finally gets that cup? They've been to 3 finals already. I can't remember the first year. It was in the 70s, I do believe that, and against the Islanders, and I can't remember what year it was, but obviously the Islanders won. The next time they had, it was in 94 with Trevor Linden, and just like a lot of memorabilia, I don't have a whole lot. I'm trying to make a collection, but obviously it costs money, so I have a few cards, as I mentioned previously in the video. So Captain Canuck, as I would call him, Trevor Linden, fantastic career. So obviously he led those Canucks to the finals in '94 against the Rangers, where obviously the Rangers, led by Messier, were just a little bit more dominant. And then obviously, I don't want to go down this road, but in 2011, when the Vancouver Canucks had an unbelievable season, made it all the way to the finals. They were honestly the favorite to win over Boston, but unfortunately the big bad Bruins spoiled the party, and then all hell just broke loose. But I'm not going to bring up that can of worms. So getting back to the series, Vegas Golden Knights and the Vancouver Canucks. Obviously, since Vegas is a newer team, this is only their 3rd year in the playoffs, 3rd year in the NHL, and obviously 3rd straight year in the playoffs. This is the first time that they've met Vancouver. So it's going to be a very intriguing matchup, and I do expect there to be some fireworks. I mean, it's playoffs. You play to win the game. So obviously I could see there being some hits, some fisticuffs, some chirping back and forth. That really just brings the joy out of it. I mean, yeah, you have the regular season, you might have the odd chirp here and there, the odd fight here and there, but when it comes to playoffs, it's a completely different story. So for the Vegas Golden Knights, 3rd straight year to the playoffs. Obviously in their first year, they went all the way to the final, only to be defeated by Ovi and the Capitals in 5. And then last year they had the same mentality, and with more talent on the team, they were expected to go far. And I don't feel that if you're a Golden Knights fan, you're pretty bitter about last year, because obviously you had the 3-1 lead against San Jose, and then they climbed back, and then you had that 5-minute major in Game 7, which knocked Pavelski out of the game, and then 4 power play goals later. Yes, the Golden Knights tied it, but then the Sharks won it in overtime, and there's just bitterness. So, yes, you're back for the 3rd straight year, and no, you did not get knocked out in the first round, because you made very short work of Chicago. And what I found astonishing was how Chicago dominated the Oilers, and then all of a sudden Vegas was like, okay, well, we're going to do the exact same thing you just did to them. So this is a very different team, and yeah, they do have the majority of the same players that they've had from last year, maybe the year before, with the exception of Robin Lehner being the goalie. Will he still be the goalie through the rest of the playoffs? Do you put Marc-Andre Fleury back in? Either way, you have 2 very good, reliable goalies, so you cannot complain about their situation. As for the Vancouver Canucks, their very first postseason win against the Blues just came last night. It was their very first playoff win since obviously their 2011 run, when they went to the Stanley Cup Final and defeated the San Jose Sharks in Game 7 of that series. So it's a first for a lot of things, I guess. I do like the Canucks, but I do believe that Vegas just has so much talent. They have so much grit on that team that I think that they will squeeze out a win. And the reason I say squeeze out a win is because I don't think Vancouver's going to fold over like Chicago. I don't think it's going to be like 4-0, 5-0 games. I think these are going to be very close scoring games. If they are high scoring, I'd say maybe like 5-4, 6-5. I can't see it being a blowout from either side. I can't see the Golden Knights running up the score on the Canucks, just like I can't see the Canucks running up the score on the Golden Knights. So I'll give the nod to the Golden Knights. They get to the finals of the Western. They to the Western Finals in. Oh my goodness, I'm getting all tongue-tied. I am so sorry. I'm going to predict that the Golden Knights will advance to the Western Conference Final. I'm going to say that at least 6 games. It could go 7, but I'm going to predict at least 6 games. I apologize for the screw-ups. I apologize for the hiccups, but I don't have a computer and I just don't have time to edit. So if you had a little chuckle with my little screw-up there, I'm glad you had to laugh. Anyways, till next time, take care.